How's it going, everybody? I haven't made a video in probably a long time compared to what I'm used to. I usually post every day. But I've been getting so many messages. Number one, I'm just home enjoying family time back in Ireland, so I'm not being as active. Having a nice break. There's absolutely amazing plans coming in for this page for 2022. But I wanted to make this video. It's just about people that have been asking me about the coaching. I've been getting a lot of DMs, a lot of questions, I've taken a lot of calls, and I just said I'm going to make this video to put it out there exactly what the coaching is and what types of people I've been working with, because the anxiety disorders do vary, from agoraphobia to full-on sensitization to health anxiety. There's a variation of the anxiety disorder, so I'm going to let you guys know exactly what people are going to come to me, who's benefiting from it so far, and why people have dropped off. So yeah, that's it, guys. It's been an absolute fantastic journey for me personally. A lot of people have been getting lots of help, which is why I continue to do this. I'm so happy I set it up. It's given me so much meaning to my life, and it's truly helping people. So, if you can find something like that in life, it's truly amazing. And I see this as results. You have to get people results. And anxiety disorders are so complex, guys. So many things can cause it. It can be trauma related, it can be, stress related, it can be a number of things. And that's why it's so, you can never put a time on somebody's recovery. It's absolutely, nobody can do that. You can never tell someone, oh, you're going to be perfectly fine in 3 months, or I see this happen in 6 months and stuff like that. You can never put a time on people's recovery, guys. But so far, the people that have been coming to me for help are, I would say, 80% agoraphobics. Agoraphobia, where you're struggling to live your life normally because you're fearing panic, you're fearing these sensations, you're fearing the thoughts in your mind, and you're basically indulging in all these ritualistic behaviors that you think that's gonna bring you less anxiety. And the more you indulge in these behaviors, I'm sure you stay stuck in the cycle. So there's been so many people getting on board with me with the agoraphobics, with the agoraphobia. And the other people are full-on sensitization. And the full-on sensitization, they have no agoraphobic tendencies. They're not fearing going places. It's more full-on total exhaustion. I've been there, guys. I've been there. The first 2 years of my life were complete sensitization. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Going from doctor to doctor, therapist to therapist. You know how the disorder goes, guys. It's absolutely mind-numbing. The thoughts that people can have when they're going through sensitization, they can be very dark, quite scary to people as well. And that's what the coaching brings in. It's, I try to be there with people as much as I can in regards to sensitization. In regards to, you have to normalize it, guys. That's what I try my best to do, to normalize these behaviors. When they're speaking to someone who's had a 10-year battle with this and overcome it. I'm 3 years free now, and I'm living a life that I could never even dream of. So my goal is in 2022 to get as many people as I can who come on board with me, to stay on this journey and keep going until they reach recovery. There's been people come on board with me so far, and I take people on a monthly basis. I will be working off a 3-month program coming soon, which I'll only take people on for the 3 months, because you got to stick to it, guys. You have to stick to this. So many people not so many people, but a couple of people have come on board with me, and with no fault of their own, have dropped off within 2 to 3 weeks. And I know that feeling. When you just feel it's a bit too much, feeling that I'm pushing it too much. I know that feeling, guys. I know that feeling all too well. And I'm making this video here, and some people who've probably been on board with me, I'm not having a go at you, absolutely not. I understand how horrible this disorder is. I understand how horrible. I'm not pinpointing anybody. I was that person who would just constantly drop off and things like that. When it got too hard, I'd drop off. But what I'm realizing is I've got back in touch with some of those people who was even 3 months ago, some 4 months ago, and I'd send an email, how are you doing? I'd get on a quick call, and those people have not done anything. Nothing in 3 to 4 months. So what would it be if you stuck to that? Where would you be now in 3 to 4 months? And again, I'm not pinpointing anybody. I know exactly how hard that is. You know, I think people have this feeling that like, I'll do it when I'm ready. There's never a ready, guys. You are ready already. You're ready. You know, you have to go through the panic and the pain, you know, and that's the hard part about it, guys. You know, it's you have to go through it, you know, and it's so hard to do this. It's really hard, but it's even worse. I always say it's worse than just sitting around and watching your life pass by. That's the hardest part, guys. That's the most depressing part of this disorder. You know, nothing happens to you. Nothing happens to your brain. Nothing happens to your heart. You know, nothing happens. All that happens is you lose time. You lose valuable time in life where you could be challenging yourself every day and seeing how strong you truly are to overcome this disorder, guys. When you overcome this disorder, guys, you're a different person. Your confidence will come back tenfold. You're broken now. You feel like you can't do it. But as you go on, every day, every second day, you're achieving things. You know, because right now you're in a defeatist mindset, especially agoraphobics. You're in a defeatist mindset where you can't go down that road. You can't go over that bridge. You have to work from home. You can't go to that gym. You're just putting your life on hold from fear of harmless bodily sensations. And it's consistently going into that time and time again. And that's the reason why cognitive behavioural therapy never worked with me. CBT is the best method, hands down, for these types of disorders. But the reason why it never worked with me with a therapist was it was my own fault. It's nothing to do with the therapist. It was me. The therapist would obviously tell me to bring on these types of the sensations, the heart rate, because that's what the therapist has to do. He has to get me to a point. He or she has to get me to a point where I don't feel this anymore. So they're obviously bringing on these symptoms, jumping up and down, breathing through a straw, whatever sensation you're fearing. You know, and I'd do that in the therapist's office, and I'd get sheets to tell me to go home and do this type of stuff, and you know, I just never would. I never would. I would go home from the therapist's office after paying my good hard money, and I'd do nothing for 6 days until I seen them again the next Friday or the next Monday. And that was it. You know, and eventually then I just said, I'm wasting my money, I'm getting nowhere, and almost blaming the therapy or the therapist or whatever, but it was me. I wasn't putting the work in. And you have to put the work in, guys, and exactly what that is. You know, every day, guys, you can, and that's what I do. So when we get into the coaching, you know, it's basically adapting that type of model where I send people a blueprint of basically, you know, I'm working off a blueprint of a very kind of psychological questionnaire where I'm sending people this questionnaire before we start to see if we're fit to work together, and we work off that. And that's the blueprint for recovery. You know, I'll see every single detail where you're going wrong, where you need help with. And it's always a slow, gradual process, guys. This thing does just not happen like this. You know, people have agoraphobia for many years, and you know, they're terrified to go into places. And I understand that, and I always work off a gradual model where we do small things first, and then we build up to the big things. Because this is very, you know, this disorder is also a very, it's a very, like it's a disorder of, how would we say, confidence. You know, it's a disorder of confidence. When you're feeling low, you can stay in the house for days, weeks, you know, and then some days you feel good, you can go out and almost, you know, white knuckle your way through life, and you feel like you're living, but deep down you know you're not. And that was me. I'd be going to these small places and feeling good or whatever, but deep down I knew I couldn't get on buses far, couldn't get on trains far. I felt like I couldn't work. It's horrific, and that's the type of people that are coming to me with those types of problems, and they're the type of people that I love taking on and working with. So if you're out there and you're struggling with any types of these behaviours or disorders, guys, you know, get in touch with me and see if we're fit to work together. And these are the type of people who are seeing the best results so far. Some people, I've seen someone nearly almost fully recover within the 3 months. That is very rare. You know, for me it took 5 months of full-on recovery work, where this person has literally went leaps and bounds and has gone on to do just soar, back on a plane. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. And you know, there's another person I'm working with nearly 5 months. It's full-on sensitization, which is the hardest part of anxiety disorders. It's full-on sensitization where you're just absolutely exhausted. DPDR is scaring the life out of you. It's so hard to accept these types of feelings. You don't have any agoraphobic tendencies. It's just DPDR. It's constant muscle tension, unable to sleep, hardly eating. And I've been in that for 2 years, the first 2 years of my disorder, and I've had a couple of whacks of it over the course of the 10 years. So that's the desensitization process is basically just, it's all time, guys. You're waiting for your nervous system to heal. And while you're waiting on your nervous system to heal, I'm talking to you, I'm here for you, I'm here through the dark moments, the dark times, giving you the best information possible on these disorders to speed up your recovery time. And that's why I do this, guys. I do this because I truly believe that I can help people. I truly believe that I can get people from where I was to where I am now, which is absolutely complete recovery. So guys, that's it. The people who dropped off, I have spoken to one or two of them, and they're coming back on board. But what if they didn't? What if they stuck to it for those 3 to 4 months? Since they stopped working with me, they haven't done anything in 3 to 4 months. What if they stuck by it? They felt it was too hard. They felt I was pushing too much. And everybody's different, guys. Everybody has limits at what they can do right now. These disorders are very complex. They're very scary. But when you push through, when you truly let go and see what's on the other side, it's just pure freedom. Pure freedom, guys. And it's all about these behaviors, these psychological behaviors that we're basically stuck in or afraid to move past. It's all fear, guys. It's all fear, stress, adrenaline. And these disorders you can totally overcome these, guys. Anxiety disorders, as I said many times, so many people are overcoming anxiety disorders than never before. And I think it is for the people who have recovered that are now sharing the knowledge to pass on to other people. Because, guys, I was broken. I never thought I could heal or overcome this. And here I am, traveling back and forth from Ireland to Paris. It's just incredible, guys. And there's a lot of people on board with right now doing the coaching, and I am taking new people on soon. But the people that are just excelling. Everyone's different, guys. Everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different path. But so far it's been really good. I'm really happy with it. It's bringing me a lot of joy into my life. Although sometimes, hearing people's stories and, going through it with them, and it's tough. It's tough because I consider myself as a very compassionate and empathetic person, and I feel people struggle sometimes, if not all the time. But I have learned to, strengthen my mind. Of course, being through 10 years of this crap will strengthen anybody's mind. But yeah, it's been such a great journey to meet some fabulous people. Some even, I would say, becoming, really, there's one or two people who I'm becoming really close with, really great people. And as soon as, you get to know people, guys. You get to know people inside out. The kind people that they are, and it's like the kindness disease, isn't it, guys? The kind they are, you get an anxiety disorder. But yeah, it's been fantastic to get to know people from all sides of the world. Indians, people in India, Australians, lots of people from America, the UK. It's been absolutely fantastic to get to know people from other sides of the globe. It's really kind of, it's just more amazing for me from where I've come from to now. And as you know, guys, I'd never ever do this if I didn't think I could help people. And it's helping people so much, and I'm so grateful that I set it up. And it's put so much meaning into my life. And anyone out there who, if it's agoraphobia or sensitization, I feel those are getting the best results so far. There's not many people who have got in touch with health anxiety specifically and stuff like that. It's been mostly agoraphobia and just pure on sensitization, exhaustion, depletion. So yeah, guys, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, I'm taking on new clients for the new year. I'm able to work with a little bit more people now. I've got the hang of my systems, and my systems are more in place now, where I'm not getting burnt out. So yeah, guys, if anyone else out there who's struggling at the moment and feels that I can help them, get on board, jump on a 15-minute call. We can go through things and go through your struggles and, pinpoint where you need help, and hopefully I can help you out. But people out there, there's all types of ways to recover from these types of disorders.